Hello there, good evening, and welcome here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this channel. So we're here to do an episode of What's New. This is an Australian band. I don't think I've done any Australian bands for a while, but the band is called Pond, and the album is called Terrestrials. Released on June the 19th, I believe, 2026. No Wave Studio. I have a real problem with that. Mullumbimby. I guess that's the nickname for the studio. It's about 37, almost 38 minutes long on the Mango Vision record label and produced by the band Pond. Okay, Pond consists of Nicholas Albrook, vocals, guitars, and synthesizers. James Ireland, keyboards, bass, drums, and synthesizers. Shiny Joe Ryan on guitar. Jamie Terry on synthesizers and bass. And Jay Watson on guitar, synthesizers, bass, drums, and drum machine. So you got quite a bit of these are, I guess, what you call a multi-instrumental group. Everybody's playing different stuff, probably on different songs. Each of them will play something. Overall, I find this album to be kind of a poppy album with a bunch of different genres thrown in, including in those genres the dominant punk movement or proto-punk type sound going on. You also have quite a bit of synthesizers and electronics. I don't know if they count that as a genre, but they definitely play a lot of that electronic stuff. And they also have a fairly significant psychedelic feel to some of their songs as well. The vocals are, I would say they're a bit murky. Forward in the mix for sure, but a little bit murky, hard to understand him. Also mid-ranged in sound for the most part, and definitely clear of any kind of raspiness or stuff like that. So we'll break the songs down. I believe there are 10 in total. Skyworks is the opening track, just over 4 minutes in length. It's got a kind of slow, melodic, hypnotic sound. It does pick up tempo, and it's kind of guitar-driven, this particular track. Nice catchy vocal, high and rough, screechy a little bit. Not too much. Just at the very top of this song, you'll hear a little bit of that. The guitar riff with keyboards is very heavy and very deep in sound. So that's the opening track, and I think that's, to me, probably the best track. From there on in, it's downhill. But it's not completely downhill. They have some good stuff on this album. The next song is Casurina. Nice, catchy, fast-paced, guitar-driven track with some vocals, kind of mid-range, not too clear sounding anyways. And a nice, catchy, up-tempo track. I like this one too. It's just under 4 minutes. Next track's a little bit just over 3 minutes. Through the Heather. Nice drum opening with some keys. Almost electronic sounding on this track. Vocals mid to high range. Forward but strong. Guitar does get bigger, becoming more direct. Like that one too. The next song, Two Hands, another really good one. So it's just over 4 and a bit. A nice, deeper, more heavy vocal part here with some keyboard parts in. Song does pick up tempo, a very new wave-ish sounding track. Gets heavier with some guitar dominated parts, and the vocal gets a little bit higher. Another really good track. So those first 4 opening tracks, probably the best part of the album. Sometimes this is the case with albums where they're very front-loaded, not so strong at the backside. So it starts to drift a bit here Roebuck Plains is the next song. Nice acoustic guitar opening. The vocals are mid-range, a bit on the, I don't know, quiet sound, I guess, is what I'm trying to say here. Does get a bit of a heavy beat. Occasionally, some backing vocal parts going on in the song. And some nice heavy bass at times as well, but not particularly that good or memorable a track. The next one kind of falls in the same category. Fatal Shore, just over 4 minutes, a little over 4. Water on the Beach, some bird noises, but wild, not controlled, like they're kind of all over the place, I guess. The vocals are mid-range, mild. Not, like I said, not particularly terribly memorable track. Now we're going to flip to the back 4 tracks. A little bit of both things going on here. A couple of not so great, unmemorable tracks. A couple that are okay. Next one is Turn 'em a Line. Fast-paced, new wave track. Melodic, not memorable, kind of a bit of a murkiness to the vocals, which doesn't really help its cause. So I think this is just a short little 2-minute track, but just not terribly memorable. Terrestrials is the next track, probably the best of these 4 tracks here. Just slightly under 4 minutes. Low-end vocals, a bit more clear though. A pop track that adds some heavy muscle, lots of synthesizer noises. Aggressive but bitey at times, not completely that way the whole song, but does have a little bit of that going on. Then the next track is Personal Hell, droning song. This just kind of goes on a little bit too long, fast, hard, not terribly memorable. Just not a great song. I don't think. Personal Hell is the name of it. Just over 4 minutes. And the last track, Nashville, I'm Dying. This one's just under 4 minutes. Some heavy guitar riffing parts here. The vocals are prominent, but not really memorable. Nice poppy feel to the track overall. It ends with a nice heavy part. That's probably the best part of the song. But still not a great song, but not a bad one. So those back 4 or 5 tracks, not terribly great. The front half is where it's at with this album. I did kind of like it overall. I would have called these guys more or less a psychedelic band with some punky feels and stuff like that going on. So that's my take on this album, Pond Terrestrials, released on June the 19th, 2026, an Australian album for What's New. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please hit the like and subscribe. If you want to make any comments about Pond or about the album Terrestrials or anything I've said, you can do that as well. And we'll see you all next week for another episode of What's New.